Hello everybody, Vaxin here. I'm finally coming back to this video with trying to explain some of my setting. I'm just going to kind of give you the history of my setting today. So in my setting, I took all the gods from Forgotten Realms, Eberron, so on and so forth. I'll put them in my same world together to get it kind of started. In about 800-ish years or so, all the demon lords got summoned at once. It's causing a lot of problems and chaos going on in the world out there. And so the gods of the good gods and the gods of neutrality were like, hey, this is kind of bad. We should probably do something about it. And so they all voted and voted to just end it. So some of the good gods went out and attacked the demon lords, while the other gods decided to kind of disrupt the abyss. And they permanently defeated the demon lords, so they couldn't come back or anything. After this, the gods of evil saw that what happened and like, well, that kind of unbalances things. That's not okay, and had a meeting with the other gods again about, hey, you just can't do that. We kind of need this, and they weren't happy about it, so they declared war on the other gods. So this created the Great God War. So over centuries of fighting between the gods, um, the good and evil, a lot of gods ended up dying, and every god that died caused some sort of like massive like celestial energy explosion. Anything around that wasn't being shielded by another god fighting died, because they couldn't handle all that energy. So many cities, many areas in the world were just completely and utterly ravaged from war and destruction and stuff like that, till it came down to like about 10 gods left. The last two evil gods just kind of went into the hiding. Just said, nope, done with this, goodbye, go on. One god came back to life during this, which was Illustrae, because she was already dead. And when Loth got defeated by Tyr, she came back with that damage, from that death from him, because Loth killed him at the same time. She came back and joined the fight and ended up defeating the last evil god, which was in Waterdeep, but was so unprepared and not used to what was going on, ended up killing like everybody there as well by that evil god's destruction. With this, after that, the gods, the good gods and the neutral gods were left. Were like, okay, well, looks like we've done enough damage. This war is done. We take what remaining survivors we have left, create new islands, and take portions of the survivors there, and they did. Uh, Salune and Illustrae made the island of Nugget and went there, which is in the shape of a crescent moon, with the tieflings, lycanthropes, and the remaining drow. Salune made Lunarfall, where the tieflings and lycanthropes went, and Illustrae made her city with the drow. Let me pull out my map so I can remember everything real quick. Sorry. Valois is the name of that city. And then Bahamut made the continent of Draknor and the city of Astra Okthar, and he took up the Dragonborn with him. Rerok did the island of Celestia and the city of Cresedia, and he took all of the remaining Asmar with him. Rejaz made the island of Ranklor and the city of Deepholm, and took all the remaining dwarves and the deep gnomes with her. Branchala made the island of Faeloa and took what remaining wood elves and halflings were left with him. And Ralishaz, the crazy god that he is, went and made the continent of Asendro and the city of Greywald. Specifically made it for sea trade and all that, when there really wasn't much of that left anymore, and took a big mix of the different races that are left together and took them with him there. The years passed, and then the gods started waning in power. So they couldn't get back to the realm. They were stuck in the mortal realm, and a lot of the other planes were like damaged and destroyed because of the war. So they all decide, well, we should choose champions, go out into the wastelands, which is the main continent, and find old artifacts and stuff like that and bring them back so we can try to get some power back so we can try to sustain things, try to keep balance as best we can. So they choose their champions. Summery chose Marjorie, a shifter. Elistray chose with Syme, an Azamor cleric. Rijas got three champions. Got a Warforged named Caden that was remade by Rijas' command. They brought back the Warforged. And then Helia and Vespa, twin tieflings that were sent to her from Salune for them being different, so to speak. And then Radishas chose Theron, a wood elf from Greywater. And they were sent out on their ship to go to the main continent and find these artifacts to help them. So they spend a good amount of time on going different places on the continents, getting different sonates and other artifacts of that. Along the way, they meet some other beings coming to power, trying to rise and have potential. So they do that, and they get the good gods and the neutral gods all kind of back to power, stuff like that. And when they all get to that point where they're strong enough again, the two evil gods, the Keeper and the Shadow, show up and say, "Hey, we get that the world's falling apart, but for us to really have balance, get the world together, we need new gods. So I would like to hire your champions to go out and get us new gods." They agree with that, so it's the champions. So they start going out and collecting old artifacts of old gods that would be given to the new gods, to people to become new gods. So they go out, spend some time getting those, going all over Con, getting different kind of like old weapons and stuff like that, seeing some old sites, getting some old information, some old history that is mostly lost about this. And then once they get them all, they're told, here is the people you need to go meet. One of the people they met was a living skeleton named Valerius, who ended up becoming the god of parties. Then they met a satyr, female satyr. Smelanie became a goddess of nature and life. They met a mermaid named Rena, who became a goddess of the seas. They met a black dragon named Belladonna, who became the new Eva dragon goddess, replacing Tiamat. They met a tiefling assassin, Sinistris, that's Valeria, who became the goddess of beauty and assassins. They met a dwarf by the name of Thalden, who became the god of craft, the god of forgery. They met Salik, a Koa, who became a new sky god. And they met a shadow who came to sentience and power, named Shadowin, who became the gods of shadows and death. And then there was also a UNT Malice, and they became friends, who rose to power as well, who became the new UNT god of war. With this, they go to the Isle of Gods that they had show back up, and they were told to hold the ground from elemental lords, because they're coming after them, because they've opened the portals to there, while they go to repair the gods, the new minor gods and the major gods, go in and start repairing the old planes so they can go back to them, truly bring back power and balance. So they start doing that, and then the four elemental lords, one by one, show up and they fight, and they hold them off with each elemental lord that's sent back to the realm. The energies that are used to do that help the gods keep preparing the planes. Once all the planes are done and the elemental lords are back into their thing, which the champions actually negotiated with and talked them all going back pretty much, which is quite surprising. They came down and said, okay, we have a few more people we need to make become gods. They talked to the devil Erinys, the Erinys devil named Jezebel, that was hanging out with Thalden for a long time, and made her the new evil goddess of tyranny to take over the Nine Hells. The succubus they met along the way, they made her the new demon lord of pain and pleasure, and had her go back to the abyss to start making demons again and try to find more new demons to become demon lords and stuff like that. Then they looked at the crew that was traveling champions them and made them gods. They became the crew of the Normandy. They were travel gods. And then one specific crew member, Sarah, became the goddess of stars in that. And then they focused on the champions. Caitlin became the new god of justice. Vestra and Helia became the goddesses of death. Vestra, goddess of death, and dance, and Helia, the goddess of death and magic. Then they made Marjorie a nature goddess, nature and balance. They made Losam the new god of light, and they made Theron the god of Thebes. And with that, they chose to stay in the mortal plane to try to just kind of go in hiding and keep themselves away and hidden as to pull the laws of the gods, because one god should not get more power than the others to keep balance. And if it gets too unbalanced, then there will punishments of sorts. Uh, but that's the basis, and it's been 400 years since then. They've helped bring back all the races, fix the island, the main continent, bring things back to balance. Now it has been 400 years since then, and that's where my players now are in the setting now others up, and these things kind of know what they are. In later episodes, I'll go into depth about each god a bit more and the new races that I made and stuff like that. Thank you for taking time to watch this and listen to this. I'm all over the place, getting used to this. If you like, if you like this, give me a like, comment, subscribe, or whatnot. But that's all. Thank you. Bye bye.